Good morning. Day 188. Cooking down the refrigerator, freezer, and working pantry. Well, this morning I'm going to make some of that fakin' bacon that I started to marinate yesterday from the tofu. And if that's good, then that'll be a great way to use up a lot of the tofu I have in my refrigerator and my freezer. Sometimes I have grand plans and then I get waylaid and they don't always materialize. Like my kitchen shelves. I have to get busy doing those because that will take care of a lot of the clutter I have on my kitchen table and on my dining room table, because those things need to go onto the shelves. So on the subject of decluttering, I need to do something with these syrups too, because that's cluttering up my counter here, and I don't always use them. So I'll probably end up putting them in the pantry. I bought those so that I could make iced coffee with my Mr. Coffee iced coffee machine that I bought a while back. And I really like that too. Makes a great thing of iced coffee. But it's really, really a lot of iced coffee. So I do like my kitchen gadgets. They're like my toys. They're my grown-up toys. What kind of grown-up toys do you guys have? Are there things that you think that you like to play with? Whether it's crafting or cooking or cleaning, whatever it is. What are some of the things that you like to gather that not everybody else has that you really enjoy? Leave us a comment below. Alright, so today, I don't know, it's a nice day. It's not going to be quite so hot. It's going to be about 80, so I think I might do a couple things outside. I have a lot of cottonwood trees growing in my containers, because it seems like every time I either mulch or get my things planted, that's the week the cottonwood decides to send out all its little young trees. So anyway, I'm going to be cooking that tofu bacon this morning. And if you haven't seen it, I've made tempeh bacon in the past too. I made a video on that, and I enjoy eating that too. So this time I tried something a little different. Most of the marinade is mostly oil and salt, different salts, because bacon is kind of fatty, and I used grapeseed oil and different flavored salts, smoked salts, and I'm hoping it's good. So I have tomatoes, I have bread, and that's a good way to use up tofu. So anyway, I'll be back in a little while and we'll make that tofu bacon. Two dirty puppies got a bath and a haircut. Do you have to go out, buddy? What do you got there? What do you got? That's a good boy. You look so handsome. Yes, you do. You look so pretty. With your new hairdo, and you're clean, and you smell good. Oh, such a good girl. Such a good girl. Chloe's just chilling. She doesn't need a haircut, and she's glad. So those are my three best buddies, Chloe, Bandit, and Lizzie. All right, let's see what's for breakfast. Day 188. I think we already know I'm going to make that tofu bacon. So I did make more stuff to coat it with. And here's the tempeh bacon. So let's take a look and see how we're going to cook it. I think I'm going to try a couple of different ways in the frying pan and in the air fryer. All right, so I will meet you at the stove. Hey, good morning. Cheers. Let's cook up that bacon. Now, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I've never made it with this recipe before. It was kind of a seat of the pants recipe. All right, so I marinated this overnight. If you watch yesterday's video, it'll be on there what exactly is all in there. So the first thing I'm going to try is the frying pan, and I have some Hickory Magic here that I'm going to spray this with, and I have this heating up. So let's give this a look. First thing I'm going to do now, I did blend this to keep it homogenized because it's oil and salt and some maple syrup. Actually, it's pancake syrup. So what I'm going to do is just take a piece of this and coat it more. And it's the same thing that I coated it with yesterday, only more. So, okay, let's do both sides. And I don't know which is going to be better, the air fryer or this, but I'm going to try it. And the main thing is to get the flavor of bacon. It's not going to look like bacon. For that, you need to make some bacon seitan. And if you go over to the Seitan Appreciation Society, they have lots and lots of recipes over there on different kinds of bacon. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and make a few pieces here and just cook this. And I have this like on a medium heat. And I'm hoping it'll caramelize a little bit. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do all these pieces the same way. Some of them I'm going to put on my air fryer rack, and some I'll make in here. And if I need to coat these a little more, I will. Alright, I'll be back after I get these cooked. Okay, these are done. Don't over brown them. I'm going to just drain these on a paper towel, and then we'll see what they taste like. So I'm going to make another batch in the frying pan, and we'll see what's preferred. Now these in the frying pan aren't going to be any more oily than they were because I just used cooking spray. But as you guys know, bacon is pretty greasy. So this is not low fat. But neither is bacon. So I'm just going to continue on until this is all cooked up. Now this wasn't a whole lot of work. It's just a matter of blending up your spices, your oil, and then cooking it up. I hope you can hear me over this sizzle, because it is loud. So I'm going to let those cook. Those look pretty good to me. Alright, I'll be back. Okay, this is what it looks like. And this tofu bacon here, it's very crispy. So I'm going to give this a taste. And we'll see. I have the rest of it going in the air fryer. And we'll see which way it's better. Alright, let's give this a taste. Very nice and crunchy and chewy. It's not overly salty. I was afraid of that, but it's not. Can you hear the crunch? This is good. It'll make a great sandwich. So the thinner you cut it, the crunchier it's going to be. If you cut it a little thicker, it'll be more chewy. I'm going to call the frying pan method a success. Alright, here is the frying pan. I cooked that a little bit longer. This is the air fryer. So I'm going to try the air fryer now. I'm sure they taste the same. They're crispy too, but the air fryer, maybe because they're not cooked quite as much, is a little less crunchy. So I'm going to try this thin piece, and that's very crunchy. Very good. It's smoky, it's salty, but no more salty than bacon. It's a little bit sweet. It's tasty. It's also chewy, which is nice. So I would say either way is good. If you like it a little chewier, go with the air fryer. If you like it really crispy, go with the frying pan. Now you don't have to make it this well done, but I like my bacon crispy. Alright, I'm going to put together a sandwich, and I'm going to do it on a roll. When I was at Mark's, I didn't really do a haul. I just picked up a couple things. I picked up a bag of hard rolls and a couple other things, but nothing even worth mentioning. So I'm going to make my sandwich on a hard roll. Alright, well, I'm just going to put together my sandwich here. I think you all know how to make a BLT. And I just have some plain old mayo here. You can use garlic mayo, you can use Miracle Whip, whatever you like. And I like quite a bit of mayo on my BLTs. So I do top and bottom. And this is just a little piece of the Costco bread. That's what was left. I still have one loaf in the freezer, but I wanted a little something different. I like my hard rolls for breakfast, so I picked those up, and I think you get a dozen of them for like $4 and something. And bread has really gone up, so I may end up making bread at some point. But right now I have plenty. I have plenty of everything, especially tofu. So I'm going to be making some other tofu recipes. You can make vegan lunch meat out of it. You can make vegan sausages out of it. You can make all kinds of things. Of course, adding other ingredients to it. But, so now I'm going to, I just put all the bacon together. It doesn't matter. So I'm just going to load that up. And of course, you can put on as much or as little as you like, because it's your food. And here in my kitchen, I sort of develop recipes right along with you guys. Most of the time, I just kind of go with the flow. So, okay, I think I'll do this piece. And then I'm going to put some nice tomato slices on here. Hello, buddy. You look so handsome in your new haircut. So there we go, and I like to put a little salt and pepper on my, this pepper mill is so much better than that little thing. A little salt. I got the salt and pepper mills at Walmart years ago. I don't think they carry them anymore, but they are really nice. And some lettuce. All right. I'm looking forward to eating this. So let me know in the comments below, would you eat this? Or are you not a fan of tofu? But honestly, this does not taste like tofu. It has a totally different flavor, because I'm not a big fan of plain tofu either. But I like it. I like when you can make a lot of different things out of it. Okay, so I don't know if I'll eat both of these, but here's breakfast, day 188. So I'm going to give this a taste. And there's still plenty of bacon left for at least, I would say, 2-3 sandwiches, depending on how big the slices of bread are. So out of that one block of tofu, I got several sandwiches, and I got the nachos yesterday, and I have plenty for another meal or two. So depending on what you do with the tofu, you can get 4 or 5 meals out of one block of tofu. Alright, let me give this a taste. And hopefully it's not too fat. Very yummy. So I hear bacon is, what, $7 a pound now? I'm not sure. I don't buy it. That's just what I heard on some YouTube channels. So if you can't afford it, think about buying yourself some tofu or some tempeh and marinating it and making a bacon substitute. Alright, I'm going to enjoy this, and I'll be back later. I'm just taking a little coffee break. Grab a cup of coffee and let's have a little chat. So today, I didn't do any purging. It's an absolutely perfect day outside. Not too hot, not too cold, no humidity. It's about 80 degrees, and it's absolutely glorious. So I didn't want to fool around in the house, even though I was inside doing some things, like I made the fake and bacon and those things, but I didn't want to spend the whole day inside like I do when it's too hot out. So I went outside and I started cleaning up a little bit out there and just sort of looking around and see what's what. And even though my container garden hasn't been set up for that long, it's starting to need some serious attention. I've got something chewing on things. I know it's the moths because I see them flitting around, so I have to do that. I have to feed my plants. But all in all, it's doing okay. And then I never know what to do with the covers, my outdoor furniture covers in the spring. They always float around from one place to another, and it looks really messy. So I went out there and I hosed all those off, and now they're drying, and hopefully I can get those folded up and put away, because they get expensive if you buy them every year. Now for some things, I ordered some huge contractor bags, and they worked out great. I actually used them for a couple seasons, and they held up really well. Now those, I can use them for garbage in the spring, and then I throw those out and put on fresh ones in the fall. But I'm talking about the covers that are they're meant to be reused. So even though they're annoying, I cleaned them up and now they're drying. And then I cleaned up my outdoor grill. I haven't used that in probably 3 years. It's an electric grill. It's one of those George Foreman. And it doesn't quite give you the same taste as a gas grill or a charcoal grill, but it's okay. But I can get the same thing on a little griddle inside. So, but I cleaned it up and I want to start using it. I have a little smoker thing, where you put the wood chips in. And I'd like to see if I can use it as a smoker to smoke maybe some tofu or some seitan, something along those lines. Now I do have a small smoker too that actually I've never used. So I'd like to start using that. As I'm going through my house, purging and looking at things and organizing things, I'm finding a lot of really cool things that I just bought because I had to have them, and then I just set them in there, and there they stayed, and they were forgotten about. So I don't want to continue to do that. I want to use what I have and what I'm finding. So I found this little book, and it's from 2009, and it's got some really good tips in it. It's from Rodale. Cut your grocery bills today. So it's just a book of tips and tricks, and it's got recipes in there, what to do with stale bread, and making spice rubs and spice mixes, and some recipes in it. So I thought that was a good find in my stash of books. So anyway, now I decided I'm going to take a coffee break, and I was going to start my shelves for the kitchen. Now I need to sand the wood because it's very rough, which is what I wanted, but I don't want to get a splinter every time I do something with it. So I just wanted to give it a rough sand, and then I want to stain them. Well, I knew I had a sander somewhere in the garage, So I was looking for that, and then while I was looking for that, I started sorting through knickknacks and bobs of screws and nails and you know, all sorts of things like that. So I organized that cupboard a little bit. It wasn't a big mess, but like wasn't with like. And it's still not perfect, but it does make a little more sense. And I did find my sander, and I actually have two. I have a band sander and I have a round sander, but I don't have the sandpaper to go with it, so that project didn't get going today. So I'm going to have to take a trip to Home Depot, and I really didn't want to spend money on that, but I have to get going on these shelves because all the things from that the shelf that fell down is on my dining room table, it's on my kitchen table, and it's on my cart. And the whole purpose of this is to make things more accessible and to be able to use my cart, because I don't have a lot of counter space by my sink and stove. So this way I can pull the cart out and have more counter space, but I can't do that when I have stuff on top of it. So I want to elevate all that off the cart so that the cart has nothing on it. But that's going to have to wait for another day when I go get some sandpaper. It seems like I have a lot of stuff. I have a lot of stuff. But no matter what, you just don't have all the pieces to the puzzle lots of times. You have the wrong screw, or you have like no sandpaper. You have the sanders but no sandpaper. I have sandpaper, but it's more a sheet, and I have hand sanders, but I'm not going to do all those shelves by hand. So it seems like there's always something missing. So anyway, I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. Do you guys have that problem too? That you think you've got all your ducks in a row and then you're missing this or you're missing that? Like if you want to paint a room and you've got the paint and everything and you thought you had some rollers, some new rollers, and you don't have any. So then you have to go back to the store. So anyway, it's always something. So I think for dinner tonight, I'm just going to have something. I'm not going to cook anything new. I still have my tofu taco meat. I still have a sausage. I still have my tortelloni, pasta salad. I still have all kinds of things that I can eat. So I don't have to cook. And it is nice, even though I can't possibly cook for one because it's impossible for me, but it is nice to have enough left over that you can either eat the same thing again or you can make something a little bit different for the next day or two. Anyway, that's the way I like to cook. And I know sometimes it's like, oh, that's going to be a really boring video, but, you know, you can't make something fresh every single day. So I try my best to reuse things as much as I can. And, yep, I got lots of projects to do. I have the kitchen that I want to do. I want to continue my purging, my organizing. My living room is pretty good. I went through all my cupboards there. I do have to clean in there a little bit, but I think I've pretty much accomplished my goals in the living room. And I've started on the kitchen. The other day I showed you some of my cupboards that I organized and purged, and some of my drawers. But I still have this cupboard and the tall cupboard over there. that I need to do. So I have to look up online the next time the donation people are going to be in the neighborhood and see if I can get some more things ready for them. So, all right, I'm going to enjoy my coffee. Thanks for having coffee with me. And I'll be back a little later and I'll show you what I'm having for dinner. Okay, dinner time, day 188. Let's see what's for dinner. I have this pasta that I made the other day. I'm going to have some of that. And I'm going to have this Impossible sausage that I made the other day. And I'm going to have some cheese with the sausage. All right, that should do me. Okay, I will meet you at the stove. All right, from my stash, I like to keep these, I get these at Costco, the Madras lentils, and it's almost like having a chili dog. So I'm going to have some of this on my Impossible sausage and on a bun. All right, I'll be back in a minute after I get this heated up. All you do is heat it up for 60 seconds. It has 140 calories per serving. There are 2 servings in this, and this is really tasty. All right, so I still have some of this pasta from the other day. I probably won't eat it all. I'll just have half, and it's cold. I'm eating it cold, and it's got Parmesan cheese on it and Italian dressing. So really tasty. And this is the shelf-stable tortelloni. I got this one at Aldi's, but other places carry it too. This one happens to be the mushroom one, and I like it. Then I have these sub rolls instead of a hot dog bun, because this is sort of a bigger sausage. So I'm going to have one of those. All right, let me show you what I'm doing here. Okay, so I heated up the Madras lentils for 60 seconds. I heated up my sausage. And I'm going to zap this in the microwave for just a few seconds, just to warm it up. All right, I only heated it up for like 20 seconds. And that was actually more than enough. So I'm going to put some of this cheese on the warm bun. Hello. No, we're not having that right now. They like cheese, but we're not having that right now. Okay, so I'm just going to put my warmed up sausage right on top of that, and it'll melt some of the cheese. And then on top of that, I'm just going to spoon some of this Madras lentils. And I'm obviously not going to eat the whole thing. So there we go. A quick and easy meal from my refrigerator and pantry. Okay, and this is enough for another meal. All right. So there we have it, dinner, day 188. Cold tortelloni pasta salad. There's some onion in there and Italian dressing. Sausage I made the other day with some Madras lentils. It tastes like a chili dog. It's really good. All right. So that's all the cooking I have for you today. That's all the talk that I have for you today. So I want to wish you abundant blessings. I love you guys. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, comment, and like. Thanks for watching.